Mabuhay everyone! Welcome to another video here on my channel. So for today's video, I will share with you a step-by-step guide in buying a house here in Canada. And for today, my husband Kevin will be joining us to discuss the process that we went through in buying our first home.
If you think about it, buying a house is most probably the biggest spending or the biggest expense that a person can make. So we thought it would be a good idea to make this video, at least to provide or to shed some light into the process. And we are not like real estate experts. This is just all based on our experience.
Yeah, we have a lot of friends who are planning on buying a house and also in the process of buying a house. So we think that this will be very helpful. And if you're watching this video, that means you're currently looking for your first home. And we hope that this step-by-step guide will be very helpful for you. Before we go through the process, the first thing that we wanted to make sure is that you have the reason why you're purchasing a house. You might be, like us, you might be currently renting and you might want to upgrade your living situation, or your current home or your apartment might be too small for you and you wanted to have a bigger space, especially that we're all working from home right now.
We also decided that we wanted to be owners of a property rather than renters. I mean, there's nothing wrong with renting. It has its own advantages.
Yeah, and we wanted to start investing in real estate because there are a lot of inspiration and successful people that we look up to that are into real estate, and I think that's what we wanted to venture in the future once we're capable. Alright, so let's get into it.
So the first step is you have to do some research about the type of house that you would like to live in, and also the area, basically.
Yeah, the neighborhood that you think you would like to, of course, have your first home or your home.
Yeah, but with regards to the house itself, you can enumerate your preferences. Like, do you want a swimming pool? Or do you need a basement or a garage? Or like, do you prefer to live in a home which is detached or semi-detached? Those details. Do you want a front yard, a backyard, etc., etc.? And with regards to the area, it can be as simple as going on Google Maps, like, to just do research about like how far it would be from it to your workplace, from it to your children's schools, supermarkets, etc. So step number 2 would be getting pre-approved by a mortgage lender. A mortgage lender can be your bank or any other bank for that matter, or other financial institutions. So with this, you'll be able to find out your mortgage financing capacity. Basically, at the end of it all, you would know how much that institution would be able to lend you. But we would also like to point out that they would be requiring quite a number of things. Number 1, like proof of identification, government-issued IDs usually, and proof of income, tax slips from the last 2 years. If you have children under the age of 15, they would also require the child support allocations. Next is assets, which would include all your bank statements, savings accounts, checking accounts. And if you have RRSP investments or TFSA investments, and also like if you have a car, you would have to submit like the information about it, like the make, the model, the year, and the current market value of your car.
So during the pre-approval process, you will be asked by the lender or by the financial institution about your current loans or any debt that you might have. It can be a car loan, your credit cards, lines of credit that you might have from another institution. It can be also a student loan or any other type of loan. So you have to provide or declare your monthly payment for this loan or your current balance. You'll also be asked about the details of the project or the property that you would like to purchase. You also need to indicate or state the amount of down payment that you're willing to put into the house. So if you're looking for a property that is below $500,000, the minimum down payment that you need to put in is 5%. And if the property is more than $500,000 but below $1 million, you need to put in at least 10% of the total amount. And if you're looking into a property more than $1 million, you have to put in at least 20% of the amount of the property.
And also, if you make a down payment that is less than 20%, the lender would require you to pay what's called a property or what's called a mortgage insurance. It's an insurance, but it doesn't protect you. Rather, it protects the lender, because paying less than 20% for the down payment, it puts them more at risk with you defaulting. When that happens, they're gonna have the insurance payout, basically. It's a protection for them and not for the buyers.
So the lender will also request some minor requirements like character references, your employment history for the past 3 years, and your home address for the last 3 years as well. So now that you're 100% sure that you're buying a house and you've been pre-approved by the lender, it's time for you to look for a real estate broker or an agent. Do not try to do it on your own. It is not advisable by real estate experts, especially if it's your first home. So you can ask for a referral from some friends or acquaintances that were able to purchase their first home, and it has to be someone that is reputable in the real estate world. From what we gathered, it is best to hire a real estate agent or a broker that has sold 30 properties per year.
So in our case, we went on Facebook and we found an acquaintance of ours who posted the details of her real estate agent. And Nika contacted him, and in a matter of days, we were able to schedule a meeting with him.
One thing that he required is that we should have the down payment and to be pre-approved. Especially the market right now is really hot here in Quebec. So being pre-approved before formally looking for a home is really essential according to our broker.
And one thing I would like to add is, during our meeting with him, he asked us our current lease agreement. So it was, we told him that our lease would be ending in April of 2021, and he advised us that in that case we would be needing to start looking for houses, for properties, as early as November or December of 2020. So step number 4 is actually looking for houses now. It's going on websites such as centrist.ca or any other website, but in our case that was what was advised by our real estate agent. So it's going on these websites, looking for properties based on the things that we discussed before, which includes your pre-approved mortgage amount, which is like your budget.
Your preferred neighborhood,
Yeah.
the type of house that you're looking for that is within the budget that was pre-approved. So you will be working together with your broker. You can make your own research, and he will also send some properties that are actually within your budget or within your preferences, and you just have to choose the right properties or the best properties that are worth visiting.
So it's gonna be a back and forth communication between you and your agent, your broker. And sometimes, it would happen that you would find a nice looking property, a nice looking house, but then your agent will tell you, this property does have its problems.
Yeah, they might have a problem with the water supply, or there might be flooding in the area that's not declared on the actual advertisement on the website. Or sometimes the properties that are posted online are sold already. They're in the process of closing the sale. So it's important that you discuss it with your broker.
And then the next, it's not a next step, but in relation to what we're discussing is scheduling house visits. And what we did was, for every house that we visited, we asked the seller or whoever was in the house if we could record a video. And for me, or for us, this was important because after the visit itself, it allowed us to visualize how the house is actually once we got home.
And just to add to that, before even doing the visit, the actual visit of the property, you have to review the seller's declaration and whatever is included or excluded on the selling price of the house. Because once you visited the house, you will be asked to place an offer if you want to. And if you do, the process will actually go fast from there. So now you've visited several properties and you've finally found a perfect home for you and for your family. So this is the part where you will actually place an offer. And it can happen very fast, so you have to make sure that you really wanted to own this property. In our case, we were given only an hour after the visit to decide if we wanted to place an offer or not.
If you really want to buy this house, you would have to beat your competitors in this bidding situation.
The inclusions and the exclusions of the selling price also matters. The moving date, if the furnitures and appliances are included, something like that. So there are a lot of factors for you to be chosen by the seller to purchase the home. So the next thing would probably be the most exciting part of the whole process. Well, at least for us, it is the acceptance of your offer. So you were chosen by the seller to purchase their home. You can modify the agreement, for example, the move-in date. If you wanted to have some appliances or furniture included on the selling price, you can modify that and discuss with your broker, and your broker can submit it to the seller and negotiate if, both parties can agree on their demands. So after finalizing the agreement with the seller and both parties are happy, you should have your final mortgage approval with your lender. So the process is basically similar with the pre-approval process. And you'll be asked to submit some documents, and basically just the additional information is the agreement of the sale or the purchase of the home. They will just review it once again, and after a few business days, you'll be able to have the result if you were approved or not. But since you're pre-approved, most probably you will be approved on this step.
So the next thing is conducting a house inspection, and you would have to hire a professional, of course. And in our case, we had 10 days after the acceptance of the offer. On the day of the inspection, we would be walking through all the areas of the home with your inspector, and he would be pointing out if there are any parts that would be needing repairs, or if there are any imperfections as well. And at the end of it, he would be providing you a detailed list of those things. And by reviewing this report, you'll be able to discuss further any amendments that need to be processed with the seller. But according to our broker, most probably it's only the major repairs that would come into play.
Once you receive the detailed report from the inspector, your broker will review it for you as well, because there are some technical details that are on the report. And he will actually tell you if there is something that you have to be alarmed about. If everything goes well with the house inspection, it will actually finalize the sale of the property.
The next is meeting with your lender. Here, you're going to be opening an account with them and also setting up your preferences with regards to your mortgage payments. So you can set it up as monthly payments or bi-weekly payments if you'd like.
So during the meeting with the lender, you will also discuss the actual amount of your monthly mortgage payment. And of course, the inevitable taxes, a lot of taxes that goes with the mortgage. For example, the school taxes, municipal taxes, and the welcome tax. So after meeting with the lender, now you have to schedule an appointment with your notary. This is actually to legalize the purchase, and one of the major functions of a notary is ensuring that there is no existing debt on the property before transferring the ownership onto your name as the buyer. They will verify all of the information, especially the payment made, the mortgage, all of the taxes that were made onto the property, and if there is no amount owing on the part of the seller before legally transferring the ownership under your name.
During our first meeting with our notary, she required us to actually be present on the day for us to provide the bank draft for the down payment. And she said that this amount would have to stay or would have to be in their account for 2 business days before finalizing the deed of sale and everything.
The notary also has to verify the identity of the buyer. That's why we have to provide or to hand over the bank draft to her personally.
And during our final meeting with the notary, she went through all the documents, most especially the deed of sale, before having us sign them. And in our case, the sellers were also present on that day, and it was the same process for them as well. And in the end, it was a matter of signing everything and closing the deal.
And you can also take this chance to make final arrangements or discussion with the seller. If you have some questions about the property, this is your chance to ask them. And yeah, that's basically it. You'll be officially homeowners once you've signed the deed of sale. So you won't actually have the documents on the same day you sign them, because the notary will review them again, and they will be sending the documents on your current address, I think, after 3 business days.
And the very last step would be moving into your new home. So yeah, it's important as well, like, to schedule like the move-in date, to hire movers if you need, or maybe like get some of your friends to help you out.
Be prepared with expenses as well, because moving can be expensive, you know. So this is the part where you will be preparing for the actual move-in date. You can sell your current furniture and appliances and just buy new ones. So it actually depends on you. And as I have mentioned, you have to be prepared also with all the expenses that goes with the moving process. And another thing that you should not forget is to finalize your lease agreement with your current landlord, and make sure that you inform them that you're not renewing your lease, so you don't have to receive any penalty.
It's important to inform your landlord ahead of time. I would suggest, like, at the minimum 2 or even 3 months before your lease ends. You know, just so you don't have any problems with it.
So there you have it. It might be exhausting. There might be a lot of steps that you need to do in buying a house, but don't forget to enjoy every step of the way, because for us, we enjoyed it. It's exciting. We learned a lot about real estate, and we've also met new people and new friends along the way, which is very good. And it's a milestone for us because it's our first home. And I hope you enjoyed watching this video, and we hope that you can find the home of your dreams as well in the near future. And we hope that you find this video helpful and informative. And if you have any questions, just comment down below and we'll answer all your questions with the best of our knowledge.
Or maybe if you would like to share your own experiences, you can also share them in the comments.
Yeah, we'd love to hear about them. So thank you once again for watching this video, and if you like it, just try the like button and subscribe, so you'll be notified whenever I upload a new video. So that's for today. Thank you and see you next time. Bye!